Quick lesson. Why did Moses and Elijah have to come to Jesus on the mountain during his transfiguration, as recorded in Luke 9:29-31? Why did Jesus say that John the Baptist is the greatest of all that has been born by a woman in Luke 7:28? Luke 9:29-31 says, "As he was praying, the appearance of his face changed, and his clothes became as bright as a flash of lightning. Two men, Moses and Elijah, appeared in glorious splendor, talking with Jesus. They spoke about his departure, which he was about to bring to fulfillment at Jerusalem." Pay attention to those verses. Moses and Elijah appeared to Jesus, and they appeared in their respective bodies. Elijah was able to appear in his own body because he did not die during his time, but was taken away by a whirlwind to heaven. 2 Kings 2:11. So his body did not decay. The same thing applies to Moses. Although Moses died, his body was not buried or decayed. It was taken away and preserved by the angel Michael, Jude 1:9. That is why Moses could come back in his own body as well. Now let us answer the question we asked. Why did Moses and Elijah have to come to meet Jesus on the mountain? We can hear their discussion by looking at verse 31. They spoke about his departure, which he was about to bring to fulfillment at Jerusalem. They came to encourage Jesus and to strengthen him regarding the journey to death that he was about to undergo and fulfill in Jerusalem. Moses was sent because he was the best candidate to give encouragement and strength. Moses had succeeded in delivering the people of Israel from the hand of Pharaoh, which is similar to Jesus' mission as well. So he was sent by God to encourage and strengthen Jesus to be strong in fulfilling his similar but divine mission of deliverance. This is also one of the reasons God sent the people of Israel into slavery in Egypt for many years before they were delivered by the hand of Moses, so that it would be a source of great encouragement and a picture for Jesus to consider as he proceeded in his own mission of deliverance and succeeded. Now regarding Elijah, why did Elijah have to come along with Moses? Remember that Elijah is the same person as John the Baptist, Matthew 11:14 and Matthew 17:11-13. God sent him, John the Baptist, in the person of Elijah, along with Moses to encourage and strengthen Jesus regarding his divine mission. As John the Baptist in the body of Elijah, he came to remind Jesus of his baptism and that through that baptism, Jesus had already admitted to his death, burial, and resurrection. So Jesus had to be strong to fulfill the reality of his baptism. Jesus declared John to be the greatest of all who have been born of women because John was granted the privilege to baptize the Lord Jesus himself. Also, John is the only one to be reborn into this world, as Elijah and as John the Baptist, and for that reason, Jesus called him the greatest. Nevertheless, Jesus said that the least in the kingdom is greater than John. This is because John was under the era of law in the Old Testament. Jesus is therefore telling us that the value of the kingdom he brought is far greater than everything and everyone in the old. Luke 7:28. Baptism is to be immersed in water and then raised back up again. It is a sign of Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. Anyone who is baptized has proven and accepted that they believe and have received for themselves the truth of Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. The coming of Moses and Elijah, John, for the purpose of strengthening and encouraging Jesus, goes a long way to let us know that Jesus' mission of bringing us salvation is so vital that it should surely be accomplished without failure or giving up. We see the reality of the weight of the burden on Jesus when he prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane, asking the Father to take the cup away from him. Jesus later admitted to carrying out the task. He concluded that not his own will, but the will of the Father should be done. Matthew 26:39. Another message from this transfiguration experience And the appearance of Moses and Elijah is to declare the lordship of Jesus over the law and the prophets. Moses represents the law, and Elijah represents the prophets. During the Transfiguration, a cloud enveloped them, and a voice spoke, saying, "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. Suddenly Moses and Elijah were nowhere to be found, but Jesus alone remained. This tells us that we must listen to Jesus above all laws and all the prophets.